Hello, my name is Ashwarya, and today in this video, we're going to see how we can set up a database V2 connection, which will allow you to query, process, or retrieve any data in any of the JDBC supported databases using the database drivers. So let's get started. Here are the fields that are required. The first four fields are required in order to make the connection. I've already went ahead and encrypted the password. Um, there is one prereq that we need to keep in mind before making a database V2 connection is we need to download the JDBC driver for the database that we are trying to connect to. For today's video, I'm trying to connect to the Microsoft SQL Server. So I went ahead in the Maven repository link, which is mentioned in our help guide as under the prerequisite section, Maven repository. I looked up for Microsoft JDBC driver and I downloaded the jar file from here. Once that jar file is downloaded, we need to go ahead and upload that jar file in the account libraries by navigating to settings, development resources, and account libraries. I went ahead and uploaded the jar file. Once that's done, we need to add that jar file into the to the atom that we are trying to connect it with. In this case, I'm trying to connect it with a local atom. So in order to do that, I've created a custom library by selecting a custom library type as connector and connector type as database v2. And I went ahead and selected the jar file. After that, creating a packaged component and deploying it on the atom. I've already done that. Just to how can we verify if we have the jar file installed correctly? So what we need to do is navigating to the atom, install library section. It'll just take a minute, like a minute to load. And then once it's loaded, what we'll do is in the search by name, we'll go ahead and enter SQL. Um, and here's the jar file. The status is active. It's deployed under the user lib official Boomi DBV2 prod, which is correct. The date modified and the size. So everything here looks good. And then let's get back to the connection. So this is one of the prereqs. The password is already encrypted. Let's start with the connection URL. Here, the connection URL would be JDBC SQL Server. This is the local host that I'm trying to connect to, the server that I'm trying to connect to. And the database name is Boomi table. That's all done. The class name here, I'm trying to connect to the Microsoft SQL. So in this case, the class name would be com.microsoft SQL Server JDBC SQL driver. And the username is the username you want to log in as. So I want to log in as test user, and the password for the test user is already encrypted here. The other fields are optional. In terms of schema name, you can either enter the schema name here that you're trying to connect to, or there is another option of when you try to create a new operation and import, that as well has a option of writing the schema name down. The other one is connection timeout. What this indicates is the maximum time the connector is going to wait to complete the handshake to the database. The next field is read timeout in milliseconds. What this indicates is the max time that the connector is going to spend attempting to read data from the database. So that's it. I'll go ahead and save it. Just to validate all my settings and all my credentials are correct, there is an option of testing the connection. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and select the atom, the local atom where I deployed the jar file. That's new atom in this case. Clicking next. And the test connection successful. That indicates everything's correct, everything's been validated, and we are good to go to retrieve any data from the SQL Server database. Yep. That's all. Thank you so much for watching.